Oh, great, Cynthia. This is Brian Carrion calling from the Disability Digest. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. It's calling for a couple of reasons. For Medicare, um, are you are you on an Advantage plan? Do you have any
Yes,
out-of-pocket exposure?
I am on an Advantage plan, and I do have out-of-pocket exposure. I also have a pension besides my Social Security, so my disability, so I may not be eligible for assistance.
Mm.
However, I can tell you that I empathize with what you're saying because I just started the Advantage plan. When I first called, I assumed that just with the word Advantage in it, I assumed that the Advantage plan was for rich people, and it would cost more.
Oh,
So
interesting.
because I
I
live in
never
a town where
thought of
there's a lot
that.
of rich people.
So
And
maybe
I'm
they
like,
should rebrand it.
they definitely should rebrand it. The person on the phone who was assisting me, I just almost couldn't believe him, that I was going to get everything that Medicare gave me and more for less than what I was paying for Medicare Part A, B, and D. And I actually bought more from him. I was paying him around $25 a month for Part D. And since I didn't have to pay for Part D under Medicare Part C, I said, well, what else can I get? Because I kind of am familiar with it from helping somebody else. Is there a dental here? And first of all, there's a dental portion of Medicare C that is dental. But second of all, then I subscribed to another dental plan for the $25. So now I have Medicare Part C for the same thing I was paying for A, B, and D, but I also have dental, hearing, and vision.
Great.
And vision's a big deal. Well, you've heard of the HARP program. You get 1,000 emails about those. Well, in my disability process, on two different occasions with 2 years apart, I applied for and got loan modifications from the government directly through my lender, and I had half of my principal dismissed. And
Talking about student loan forgiveness?
I'm sorry?
Is this a
Yes.
student loan? Oh, okay. Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No, but I've also had over $200,000 in student loan forgiveness through the disability program, me personally. And I've had over $200,000 in home equity forgiveness, me personally. And I got in a different home loan modification thing through the government, through the websites. Like I said, I did it on two different times. The first time they just reduced my interest rate because my income had gone down but not far enough yet. So they just reduced my interest rate. I was paying 7% and I got down to a fixed 2% mortgage. And then when I finally got on disability and saw exactly what my annual income was going to be before I started collecting my pension, I applied for another home loan modification, and they forgave $200,000 of my equity. And both of those, I received warnings that I would be receiving a notice at tax time, and I'd have to pay. I didn't receive a notice. I read it in the newspaper that, people who get their student loans forgiven are going to have to pay this big tax bill, and people that get their home equity principal reduced and part of it forgiven are going to have to pay this, and that's not true. I never received anything from anybody saying, by the way, your income should go up by $200,000 this year because we forgave you. What you do is you start with the government website, and then the government website decides if you're, I believe, if I remember correctly, the government website decides if you are qualified or not. And at some point, they ask you who the lender is. And then all of a sudden, and this happened twice in a row, so I know it's kind of procedure. And I assume safely that it's probably procedure. And then all of a sudden, your lender calls you. And your lender says, we'd like to do a home loan modification with you. And you go through your lender for the rest of it. And I think somehow the government website told me that, to contact me. Oh, you're going to believe what I searched for was HARP, H-A-R-P.